Greetings, Geeshlings. Geeshin Prime here with my review of One Piece, Chapter 885. It's Brûlé, which in retrospect, It's Brûlé sounds like some cheesy 80s, 90s sitcom where Brûlé is a teenager and, you know, it's like all the little shenanigans clips from the show, and then it ends with the Iris closing down on Brûlé and she's like, "It's me," you know, that kind of crap. But anyway, enough with that. It's just weird thought. And I may have wrote this wrong. The Triple X Martial Arts Gem Alliance have apparently been shipwrecked on an isolated island, and they're forcing the two other crews, the Long Arm crew and the Long Leg crew, to build them a ship out of the parts of their old ship or something. So that's fun. And you could see the two pirate captains like fighting in the background. They're like, "Yeah, you caused this," and it's like, "No, you did it." And you know, it's stupid fun. Luffy gives a Kong gun to Katakuri. He blocks it and then counters with Strength Mochi. He had created, I think it was another arm, which I'm wondering how many arms can he make. Maybe it's only 2. But it further confirms that, yeah, Katakuri's assertion from a couple weeks ago that, yeah, things are back to square one. Luffy can't do anything. But Luffy's still determined. He's like, I know you can be defeated. Katakuri seems to be aware of the time limit that Luffy has while in Gear 4th. But then Luffy goes completely stupid by... well, first, before I go to that point, now be it that, you know, the homies that were watching in the Seducing Woods during the Cracker Luffy fight could have reported this back. I mean, he did go for Gear 4th a lot during that fight, so it's very possible. But Luffy should not ever confirm or clarify any of his weaknesses in the middle of a fight against a presumably superior opponent. He does not learn. But which goes into my conveniences and whatnot in this series, because he does get away. The conveniences are starting to mount on me during this arc. But if it was any other series, Luffy would be dead by now. But yeah, reminds him of like that it takes 10 minutes to recharge and all that stuff, and he's not going to be anywhere powerful enough to even do a blow to Katakuri, so yeah. Bad time for Luffy. So he decides to run away to buy some time. Katakuri pursues using Flowing Mochi. Things are looking bad for Luffy, like I already said, because now he's back in his normal state, and it doesn't take Katakuri any time at all to catch up with him. Which, you know, there's still 10 minutes to be bought, and I imagine 10 seconds has passed. But then, it's Brûlé! Luffy sees her and grabs a hold of her and goes through the mirror. Katakuri was rather pissed, because she's like, "Brother, help me!" And he's like, "That idiot, what was she doing out in the open?" Which really, I even had that thought. Why doesn't she sit inside of the mirror until he, like, confirms it's like, "Okay, I've defeated the enemy, you can let me out." Okay, brother. You know, but no. This is another reason why this arc has gone the way it is. These people do not communicate any information they have, the current situation, or have any normal thought. It's either hubris, overconfidence, or something, because they are making way too many mistakes for this small ragtag group of enemies to be one-upping them in such ways. It's ridiculous. But, anyway, they appear in a random town, which we find out is on Nuts Island. Big Mom has gone full King Kong on top of a peanut-shaped building, which was a homie. I didn't make note of that in my live reaction. It didn't really matter. It's a building. What the hell is it gonna do? And, yeah, she's, like, had destroyed another building and is holding it up above her head, and Perospero is like, hey, it's like, quit destroying the building, he's down there, and even Amande's like, Mama, this is my town, why are you destroying it? Which, I do have a theory to why she went to Nuts Island in the first place, is because from her perspective on the sea, Nuts Island would have been about maybe the same size as the wedding cake, and with its various shapes, and her delusional mind might have saw it as a cake in the distance. Other than that, I have no idea. I mean, she's got some weird, like, lucid moments, like when she threatened Perospero, and then it's like, oh, she went to a random island. This is the only thing I can come up with. But anyway, so yeah, they're pleading, and Perospero, like, tries to sick her on Luffy, and he's like, oh crap, I'm getting out of here, because he obviously can't fight her. He could barely fight her son. So he runs away. Perospero makes a candy wall. It blocks him off. He tries a normal giant pistol. Does nothing. And he's like, this is bad. Amande goes in with a slow waltz and cleaves through the candy wall, but Luffy had dodged it. I thought it was second gear. Excuse me. Big sneezes for Big Mom. Anyway, I thought maybe he was using second gear, but when I looked at it again, I didn't see like any of the telltale like steam smoke kinda, so probably not the case. That, and it looked like he stretched his arm a bit, so I'd say it was probably that. He dodged it, so Perospero has to try something else. Amande's like, get rid of this wall, brother. And so then he goes in with a sea slug again, or candy slug, wave, and Big Mom's riding it. So Luffy's like, I hope everyone else got away safely from these people. Changes over to the Sunny. Things are calm and quiet. They're like, okay, what's going on? Jinbei was like, yeah, this is not normal. And Nami's like, we only have the option of getting that cake to, slate Big Mom's hunger, or otherwise she will chase us forever until hell freezes over. So they're still heading towards Chocolate Island. They're getting back on course. Elsewhere, we see the Tart Armada getting a speech from Mont d'Or, and he's reminding everyone of the enemies that they face: the Straw Hats, the Sun Pirates, yes, and then the Fire Tank Pirates. The Sun Pirates, they just kind of left. The Fire Tanks, they betrayed them, obviously. I mean, the assassination attempt. And the Straw Hats for just random chaos and destruction. And amongst the crowd, we see Cracker. It's his, biscuit soldier form. But I'm wondering... I didn't think about it during my live reaction. But he could just be remotely making, a puppet from his hospital bed to kind of help keep up face and be like, even in this state, I will help. So at some point, if we see him in any fights and then that thing just falls over, we'll know that was probably just him in a bout of pain. Maybe. It could be a puppet, or he could actually be in there, and who knows. But yeah, possibilities. It's mentioned that all of their enemies are unknown where they're at right now. And when questioned about the sea slugs, it's like, shouldn't they be able to tell us? And it's like, we don't know where they are either. So, yeah, they don't seem to be aware that the Sun Pirates are the reason for that. So that's good for the Sun Pirates, a little less angered towards their way. Which really, how many fishermen are on that crew that could really do anything against the net right now underwater Sun Pirates? So, you know. But anyway, finally we get to Coco Island. The cakes process is on schedule. Sanji's Sim Sim cream. It's a whipped cream that is so good it can nearly kill you. One of the chefs tested it and he was in Nirvana. Pudding actually wants to try it, but they're like, no, we need you. You're too valuable to lose right now. Chiffon's completed her fluffy chiffon cake, and it is so fluffy, it is trying to float away. The chefs are like, get it down, get it down. And Pudding's chocolate ganache, it's I guess a chocolate sauce to glaze the cake with. It's so silky that it's trying to jump out of the pot. I don't know how silky makes things jump out of pots, but the cake made sense. This, not so much. Anyway, Sanji mentions that the cake trading plan, that's still their goal, where they'll meet with the Straw Hats on the sea and give them the cake, and then they give it to Big Mom, and then they get the hell out. Then he follows up with a fairly nice little ending. It's let's defeat the woman who makes our friends suffer. Down with Big Mom. And he does it with the same face that we've seen about 3 times now, every time he mentions this. So he gets very devious when he thinks about defeating Big Mom. So, yeah. And that's about it. I don't have anything else that I thought of. I mean, the cracker thing is obviously ambiguous at this point. Overall, things are good. I mean, also, because One Piece is on break next week, I have a theory that I'll put out sometime next week. Hint, it might be what happened to all Big Mom's husbands. But anyway. So yeah. That's about it. I have a Twitter. I always forget to mention it. So, yeah. It's just Keishan Prime. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will bump this up to a 4 because there was a few things that I didn't think about. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 instead of a 3.5. I guess just the fact that it was on break might have dulled me. But there were some... No, screw it. It's a 3.5. I'm keeping it. There's too many conveniences. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Keishlings, roll out!